Coming up, the Phillies hold off the Braves and the Astros come from behind for a Game 1 walk-off win. This is Locked On Game to Game MLB.
Every game, every team, every angle. Locked On Game to Game, your team every day.
Welcome in. You're listening to Locked On Game to Game MLB, local experts bringing you from game to game throughout Major League Baseball. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On your first listen every single weekday. We've got our Locked On MLB hosts here. They're going to take us through everything on the first day of the divisional series. The Philadelphia Phillies knocked Max Fried out of the game early and took a 1-0 lead over the reigning champion Atlanta Braves in the NLDS. Locked On Phillies is pumped after a big win, while Atlanta regroups after a late comeback came up just short.
Let's go! Nick Castellanos, are you kidding me? The Philadelphia Phillies win Game 1 of the NLDS. Connor Thomas, your host of Locked On Phillies. What a ridiculous game. First off, Nick Castellanos is unbelievable. His best day at the plate as a Philly, unbelievable at the dish. A sliding play in the ninth inning that basically saved the game after Zach Eflin gives up what was a 3-run home run to Matt Olson to make it a 1-run game. By the way, I'm Connor Thomas, your host of Locked On Phillies. Man, just what a game for the Philadelphia Phillies. The top of the order produced. The bullpen got the job done. Sir Anthony Dominguez was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Jose Alvarado was good as always. Got some other stuff to work out with there, but man, just a great win. The Phillies can win in multiple ways, and they have so far this postseason. And now they're up 1-0 in the NLDS, and tomorrow Zach Wheeler goes. Oh, it's going to be a fun Locked On Phillies. Check out our next episode wherever you get your podcasts.
The Astros have been here before, and they played like it in crunch time against the Mariners yesterday. Houston came back from down 4 runs in the 8th against Seattle, and Locked On Astros gives you a loud recap live from Houston after the win.
You probably can't hear me, but Yordan Alvarez just hit a walk-off 3-run home run. The Astros take a 1-0 lead. We'll have it all tonight on Locked On Astros. Let's go! Woo!
While the Astros are definitely used to the playoffs, the Mariners haven't been here in a while. Locked On Mariners tells you how that showed up in a heartbreaking loss in Game 1.
Well, there's no way around it. That was one of the worst Mariners losses I've seen in my entire life. This is Tight End Gonzalez, host of the Locked On Mariners podcast. No idea how the Mariners recover from this one. They did everything they needed to against Justin Verlander and the Astros. They get 6 runs off of Verlander, knock him out after 4 innings. And Logan Gilbert has a pretty nice start as well to hand things off to one of the best bullpens in baseball, or what has been one of the best bullpens in baseball. And they go into the bottom of the 9th with a 2-run lead after Andres Munoz gave up a 2-run home run to Alex Bregman in the 8th, hung a slider, did not really have his best stuff today. And so because they used Munoz, it was either Eric Swanson or Paul Sewald, but Swanson still hasn't pitched in the postseason, and that continued today as service goes to Sewald, who's been really shaky as of late, gave up 4 earned runs in the Game 2 of the Wild Card Series against Toronto. And he gives up a couple of base runners, and who does Scott Service bring in to face Yordan Alvarez but Robbie Ray, who 4 days ago had no slider to speak of whatsoever. And, of course, he gives up a 3-run home run to Alvarez to lose this game in one of the most painful ways you could possibly lose a playoff game, just absolutely sucking the soul out of the Mariners. And because really Scott Service had his John Schneider moment. This was the equivalent to Schneider ignoring the scouting report and putting in a lefty, taking Kevin Gausman out to face Carlos Santana, flipping him to the right side, his better side. And that's what Service did today by bringing in Robbie Ray to face Alvarez, who was hitting .833 against Ray heading into this game this season. And also has posted a 183 WRC plus against left-handed pitching this season. It just doesn't make any sense. Scott Service got way too cute with it today, and it may have cost the Mariners their season. We're going to be talking about this more on the Locked On Mariners podcast. Be sure to check us out on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you then. Peace.
Today's edition of Locked On Game to Game is brought to you by Roan. Everybody feels better when they look better, and Roan is here to help you with that. The commuter shirt can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. If you head over to roan.com/lockedon and use the promo code LOCKEDON, you will get 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head over to Roan, RHONE.com/lockedon, and you use that promo code LOCKEDON. It's time to find your corner office comfort. The Guardians only got 2 runners on base after scoring the first run of the game in the 3rd inning. Locked On Guardians explains the cold bats for Cleveland.
The Cleveland Guardians lose Game 1 of the ALDS. Let's be honest, there's 4 big points in this game that could have flipped anything. 1, the bases loaded with 1 out, getting nothing to show for it. 2, leaving Cal Quantrill in there. These aren't in order, by the way, of any kind. Leaving Cal Quantrill in there in the 6th inning to go through the order for the 3rd time. Cal had pitched a very solid game, but he walked 2 in the 2nd. He had given up the home run in the 4th inning, I believe, the 5th inning. He had gotten to. It was not a clean start. Leaving him in to go through the order for the 3rd time, what one would expect to happen happened. The Rosario double play, and then the Oscar Gonzalez error. Any of those could have helped turn things, but you probably needed 2 of those to really twist in this one because the offense didn't show up. Jose Ramirez is great. Steven Kwan is awesome. They need some help. Cleveland's facing a must-win against a tough lefty coming up. Shane Bieber, you are our only hope. Make sure to check out Locked On Guardians for your more in-depth take on this and all things Cleveland Guardians.
The Dodgers and Padres started an all-NL West NLDS on Tuesday night in LA, and our Locked On Dodgers host gives you the recap as the first day of the playoffs wrapped up.
At the end of the day, baseball's not that difficult. The only way to win a game is to score more runs than your opponent, and that's what the Dodgers did tonight. What's up? It's Jeff from Locked On Dodgers. Dodgers beat the Padres 5-3. The Dodgers' 5 runs came in the first 3 innings, all off Mike Clevenger. They knocked him out in the 3rd inning, and then their bats went cold. They didn't have a base runner after the 4th inning, didn't have a hit after the 3rd inning, but they got enough done early. Julio Urias allowed 3 runs in 5 innings, pitched really, really well until the 5th inning, struggled a little bit, but got through that inning to earn the win, and then the Dodgers bullpen was lights out. Evan Phillips was great, had a little bad luck. He walked Juan Soto on a tough at-bat, and then a weak little infield single to Manny Machado, but he got out of that inning, threw too many pitches, but did great. Alex Vesia was nails, got 5 huge outs. Brusdar Graterol threw 1 pitch and got maybe the biggest out of the game, getting Manny Machado in that situation. And then Chris Martin came in and got the save in an easy, he allowed a 2-out hit, but really not much drama there in the 9th inning. All in all, you'll take it. Obviously it would have been nice for the bats to stay hot and put up a 10 spot or whatever. But like I said, you score more than the opponent, you win the game. Dodgers have won their first game, 1 down, 10 to go, and 2 to go in this series. So check out Locked On Dodgers first thing in the morning for everything you need to know about this game and all things Dodgers.
That's all for today on Locked On Game to Game MLB. Thank you for making Locked On your first listen every single weekday. Make sure you go and subscribe to Locked On MLB and your team's Locked On podcast, especially now during the postseason. I'm Kainani Stevens, and this has been Locked On Game to Game.